You know, you could totally choose from 100 chain options for food, sandwiches, or even penne pasta. But if you do that, you'd be missing out on the intensely bold flavors of Brick City Eatery, and if you live in the Lutz, Florida area, this is a place you definitely gotta check out. Over the last 5 years, this place has become a local favorite, serving up handmade creations from mouth-watering pizzas to decadent desserts. Every bite here was a phenomenal taste explosion. Everybody says this all the time. It was crafted with love, but you really taste it here. Some of the freshest ingredients creating flavors that are vibrant and unforgettable, allow you to enjoy energy that is incredible and a dedicated team that makes you feel right at home. Meet Steve Parisi, the talented and eccentric owner of Brick City Eatery. His passion? Crafting delicious handmade creations you won't want to miss.
What do you think?
It's just, you know, the heat that comes off of this thing is insane. Obviously you have like places like 900 degree wood fire pizza and like, wood fire, stone fire, all those, places that claim, hey, at a certain temperature, this thing is going to cook at 30 seconds, but somehow I've always managed to wait an indefinite period of time. But it doesn't feel, by the temperature out of this, that we're going to have to wait too long, because it's scorching.
And then after we won,
you went to the bar.
I'm like, everybody sign my shirt!
Dude,
and then my buddy took me right to the hospital.
I was like, man, that just happened. Maybe this guy doesn't get down.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. It was a good night. So.
Well, how long have you been making pizzas for?
Really, since I opened the restaurant. So kind of self-taught, YouTube or whatever, and then all the people that have worked here over the years just watch.
Right. Really?
And then when you make thousands and thousands of pizzas, you start to figure things out, and you learn every day. We're always trying to get better and all that.
That's honestly one of the best ways to do it, right? Is trial and error if you really can. What inspired you to take this on as a restaurant? Like there's seafood restaurants, there's bakeries. Like why pizza?
So
what's the love of this specific style of like Italian food?
Well, being Italian from New York, my brother was a chef, come from a big Italian family. Just always watched my grandmother cook, my mother cooked, always entertaining. So when I lived in the neighborhood, my old house, I had a brick oven and I had an outdoor kitchen.
Oh wow!
So I've got two sons that at the time were playing travel sports, and I was always entertaining. And they're like, "Oh, you got to open up a food truck."
Oh, that's how it starts, man.
I'm like, eh. So, after being in corporate for over 20 plus years, I just decided, screw it. Let's go for it. You only get one chance in this life. So wanted to keep it simple. There's a lot of Northerners that live in the area, and there's no good place to get a good sandwich or a good salad. Wood-fired pizza. There's lots of good pizza places around that are your traditional deck oven, but no one's doing the wood-fired.
Right.
And that's it's how they make them in Italy. Nice char around the outside. So it's like, let's be different. We only do the one size.
Something disruptive.
Yep.
Something that's.
We do the one size. Because we don't want to be like everybody else. Like our wings are great, but we oven bake them and dry rub them. Everyone else puts them in the fryer. We don't want to be like everybody else. We want to be different. Because quite frankly, I'm pretty different.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being different. As a matter of fact, being different and disruptive is sometimes what makes an entire industry stand out for itself.
So I know I told you I was probably gonna make you a Greek, but I think if you're gonna try a pizza place, there's two pizzas you gotta try, either a margarita or a cheese. Because you start putting all kinds of toppings on it, you miss out on the key
crust,
stuff, the sauce, the crust,
everything,
and the cheese. So I renovated the restaurant. What's it been now? Almost 2 years, I think. About a year. So it'll be 2 years in September. And that used to be a wall. Cut the hole out, put a window there to kind of make it, one big open space. But we did the bigger pizza oven because at the time we can only cook 4 pizzas. This one will do 6 or 7 at a time.
Right.
So it's really helped with production.
Production, yeah.
Cutting down the wait time. And then of course I had to represent Bolts colors. Let's go Bolts. You know. But we pushed this whole area out. I added the high tops.
Right.
So it's been very well received.
You know, and you've been here for what, 7 years, 8 years?
It feels like that. Only 5.5.
5.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, we made it through COVID. COVID actually helped quite a bit.
Really?
Just
all the online
at that time
and stuff?
Yeah, and I think at that time people were really wanting to support the mom and pop places. So, and again, at the time I was living 2 miles down the road and I knew everybody. And it's wanted to do the support, and thankfully, it's been since.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Well, I mean, I've never eaten.
We got some crack chips ready for.
So no better way to pair off a fresh home-cooked Italian meal inside of a commercial space than with a IPA that is local to its own. I believe this is from Tampa. Oh wow.
That's a perfect pour, man. You're a professional.
Hey, I rarely drink, so. Oh wow. What is this?
Angry Chairs. Yeah, it's one of our IPAs.
Angry Chair.
Space Grass.
Now, I'm not a seasoned drinker or anything, but it kind of reminds me of like a grapefruit juice with a little bit of spice.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what maybe is it apple based or something? Is that?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm not the beer connoisseur.
How do you choose your IPAs?
I ask my favorite. Honestly, my regular customers.
Your regular customers come in and like, have you heard of X IPA? And
yep.
They just let you hammer
they're
it
like,
down.
oh, you got to try this, and so I try to keep stuff that they like to drink. So
quite a unique logo. Almost looks like the cover of that one horror movie, Shroom Bears, that old '90s movie. It's like a real weird movie, man. But this is, this is perfect. I'm really glad that we got to sit down and have a quick conversation.
Appreciate you coming in. Yeah,
my pleasure. Can you give me an overview of like what and why we're eating?
So these are our crack chips. So before I opened the restaurant and I would have parties at my house, we would make these very simple, it's a house-made chip with brown sugar, gorgonzola cheese. We broil it real quick to kind of melt the cheese a little bit, and then a little balsamic glaze on top. It is phenomenal. These never last too long, and it's a crowd pleaser. My favorite pizza is just traditional. It's simple. It's easy. Margarita. Great fresh cheese, homemade sauce, fresh basil, and this is a new addition. I renovated the menu probably about almost a year ago. So this is what we call the Godmother. It's on.
Tell me about the bread. Yeah,
it's
this is
on
a very thick
focaccia bread that we get from a local bakery in St. Pete. It's fantastic. So it's got a garlic aioli base sauce, if you will. Turkey, bacon, red onions, spring mix, tomatoes. Cheddar cheese, and then we press it. It's really, really good, and it's filling. But the bread's nice and light, which I think is important. It's not heavy.
I'm feeling this bread here, and it feels like almost like a pizza crust.
Yep.
And then it's got like this nice doughy texture on the inside, and we won't be able to get it.
It's made. The dough is made similar. It's just proofed a lot longer, and let it rise, and they bake it in a pan and whatnot. But it's really good.
Oh my lord,
it's really, really good.
So, as far as appetizers are concerned, let's try to start this in order here.
Yeah.
Now these right here, you said is topped with a balsamic vinaigrette?
Balsamic glaze.
Balsamic glaze.
Yep.
And this is gorgonzola cheese on. Are these just regular?
House-made chips.
What kind of potatoes are these? Just regular golden
Yep.
arch potatoes there?
Sliced nice and thin. A little brown sugar.
Wow.
Making me want to eat one now. And
Go,
Well,
absolutely.
I'm on a regiment.
Please.
I'm on a regiment, trying to stay in shape. But these are really good.
Oh, so these were not recommended for those on a diet. And I can tell why immediately, my initial reaction to it is like, oh, potato chip, sweet. I immediately try to think salty, but I get the really nice, the cheese flavor. Very salty, kind of light. And then you get hit with the balsamic glaze.
Especially the gorgonzola. I think it's the perfect type of cheese for that. And customers have tried, blue cheese or goat cheese, but I think the gorgonzola just holds up really, really well.
It melts
Dutch
better.
Gorgonzola is a type of blue cheese. It's just a little bit different, not as pungent.
I'm noticing it gets kind of like crusty, a little bit crunchier than, you know, like I would imagine if you put like a blue cheese on there, it'd be a little bit more crumbly and a lot of moisture, but a lot of that would take out the flavor if you were to try to like put that through the oven.
Yeah.
This right here,
We just do it super quick.
Yeah, it got really a lot of flavor all in one spot.
Come on, have another one.
Yeah,
I'm
I got
hungry.
it. I'm like trying to look for the one that's got the most glaze here. Come and look at this one right here.
I gotta make a pizza.
Of course. Courtesy of Steve here at Brick City Eatery. This right here is a classic staple of Brick City. And he's made it here special for me. Came right out of the oven just a few minutes ago. And while my hands are burning, I'm sure my mouth won't be. Each piece of pizza is perfect bite size with fresh tomato sauce, herbs, and mozzarella, baked daily. Absolutely delicious.
And what's great about that is if you eat the whole thing, you don't feel
Weighed down.
it's just super
There's
light.
just enough cheese. The sauce isn't acidic, so you're not gonna be like, oh man, my stomach hurts. Because listen, I grew up 100% Italian.
Man, dude, you did a good job on that.
Even with Steve's help, I couldn't actually finish everything, and of course, he gave me the full portions of everything to demonstrate for you here today.
So
To include a nice
yeah.
final touch here, which he can explain right now, because I have no
you
idea.
You gotta have dessert to wash it all down with, right?
Which we would have classified this as dessert if he didn't bring it out as the appetizer.
So this is one of our newer desserts. It's a 5 high chocolate cake, 5 layers of chocolate cake. It is amazing.
Wow.
So
The 5 high chocolate cake. Now, is this
it's
fudge
very
or
rich.
what? How does it start?
Straight chocolate.
This is all just
Chocolate,
pure
no
chocolate,
fudge,
straight
yep.
from the down.
And of course, a little whipped cream on there to make it look pretty.
Even powdered chocolate. Oh wow.
So I gotta make some calzones. Enjoy that. If you need a glass of milk,
This is
let
all for
know.
me?
That's all for you.
You're not
But
gonna help?
No, man. I'm on a regimen. I told you.
What? What about my regimen? Well,
Good luck.
Listen, tune in next week when we get a triple XL size jacket for me, because at the end of this meal, I'm probably not going to be able to fit.
I found a couple on Sunday that were gigantic.
Wow.
What are they?
Dense,
Maybe my-
pure chocolate. Pizza, sandwiches, homemade chips, and beautiful dessert, all in one place. Stop in at Brick City Eatery today and find out why the big, bold flavors of this small town eatery are going to be changing the way you see Italian cooking.